LCC debut. I believe this is player number 64 or 65. It's always fun to add a new player into the LCC, so welcome. And I love that we've got Frank and Light Show. Both have brought their brand new junglers, or brand new players, sorry, they're top laners, but brand new players in the league coming together, and we'll get to see them play off against each other. We saw them back in the Rookie Showcase, and they've done a good job to make sure that their fans show up for their games, which I always love to see that. TQ also with a big fan base, and his Lilia is going to be taken away. So a lot of the most prominent picks, Bassoon's Braum, TQ's Lilia, and Light Show's Gwen all taken away. Meanwhile, the Frank 1-2 of Urgot and Gangplank sniped down, as well as Agateo's Vayne taken away from him. Not that anybody asked, but I do think Agateo's Kai'Sa is his better champion. But he doesn't, you never know. Alright, Smolder selected here, and this could go a multitude of places. Could go mid, could go bot. I'm actually pretty interested to see if Agateo pilots this. And Freljord with a borderline instant pick in Yorick and Maokai. So this is going to be a Maokai support. But the Yorick, on the other hand, could go a multitude of places. This could be a top lane, could be a jungler, could be a mid laner. Zac selected here, and this, we don't know much about Pen, but this could probably, most likely, a jungle Zac. And this actually reminds me, it brings me back to Season 1 vibes when SGI Blue Wolf would select Zac and Sejuani and really dominated the league on this pick. So glad to see Zac back in the LCC. Excited to see how it gets piloted here. And Taric selected. This most certainly is going to be going to a Reganon. Amumu picked up here. So I'm thinking this is now a Yorick top or a Yorick mid. And this will be an Amumu jungle is my guess. Although you never know, it could be Amumu support, Maokai jungle. You really don't know what's going to happen here. Who knew that we'd see an 11-1 Zed jungle last game? Hope you guys are enjoying your Thursday evening. I know I am. We are into game number 3 here as the bans continue to roll through, and they, with that top lane ban Cassante, they do believe that this Yorick is going to be going mid. And this could be part of the strategy of Freljord to pull other bans. Minty having Ahri and Lux banned away, so on the side of the Frost, they're believing that Minty is not going to be piloting the Smolder. What do you guys think about Smolder Taric? Is that a solid, is that a good lane for Smolder? I think it might have trouble. Could be pretty good into Amumu Maokai though. Alright, I want to see some more damage come through for Freljord here. Carly's champion still yet to be selected. And Xayah is hovered. Lots of outplay potential into the Zac. And the Sparkle from Taric as well. So a couple different applications here. I like that play. It doesn't have quite the same engage as Tristana that we've seen him pilot. As Corki is hovered, and it could have been a bait all along. This might be a Smolder mid. Or am I getting baited? Are they pranking me? It's Corki! Corki locked in! So I think this is a Corki support, Corki carry Smolder mid. Almost certain that that is the case. And Mel is picked here, and that's, I have no idea. Now I think this is a Mel mid. So is it Smolder top? What is happening? I don't know what's happening. Lightshow's gonna have to pick something here, or play the Yorick. I want to see some more damage come through. Akali is hovered. I don't hate the Akali. It's a little squishy though. I think Control Mage will go better with this comp with the Moo Maokai, but Akali is selected here. Oh my goodness, what are these drafts, dude? The league is just 2 weeks happened and now the picks are going crazy. All right, and we are in onto the Rift for our final game of the evening. Pretty exciting matchup we've got here ahead of us. Still a couple minutes here to get your Gambit in. If you have any Jax Claws and you would like to put them on the line, have your voice heard, believe in your team, go ahead and get them in now. We've got about a minute left. And First Blood has not been drawn yet. So maybe you're holding on, waiting to see what happens here in the lane phase. Based on how the first wave goes, then you'll put your gamble in. Alright, Clone here on the Yorick. He's played a lot of the Yorick, but most of it was jungle last season. And it's a tough lane, a slow early phase of the lane. And I think Mel should be able to take advantage in the lane phase. So we'll see how this goes. A nice back step from Clone, but good autos in here. And Agateo looking to land that early armor pen with a Gatling gun onto Bassoon. Getting some quick autos in as the Bramble Smash from Bassoon will try to trade out some health. Both junglers starting bot side this time. So we have seen in all three of our games, 3 for 3 mirrored matchups where our bot laners are starting the same way. The Dazzle down onto Bassoon, but they have level 2 as Freljord Frost will look. It's an exhaust down onto Carly as level 2 has not come through yet for Freljord. There it is. And the Phosphorus Bomb just misses Carly. But trading, both supports took the brunt of that engage, and the supports are the ones that have additional health pots, so they should be able to somewhat even this out. Lightshow looking topside. Let's so much is happening across. We have to look bot side as the Dazzle down onto Bassoon does land. It's the engage in flash from Bassoon to get out. Another flash from Carly, and so the actual like Zac Q does not, the Q2 does not land. TQ meanwhile on the full clear topside, and it's another. Targon has done this 3 for 3 weeks where they send their jungler bot side after the first quarter of the jungle is cleared. Clone with a nice play here. They're looking. It's going to be an all-in as Bassoon is forward. The first blood going over to Agateo. The Valkyrie forward. Carly Bay unable to land the feather root, and it's a first blood for the Targon Titans as they win bot side. Beautiful plays here. I really want to check top. Let's go ahead and look topside as Lightshow versus Frank is going down. They've somewhat evened out as our junglers are fighting each other now on the map. A nice bandage toss, but a beautiful double stun through. There's TQ being forced to flash out. Pen trying to find a way forward. Will back off from that fight. Yeah, we'll have to talk about streamer mode because yeah, that is something that we don't run into very often. All right, so looks like our teams are going back to farming a little bit. We can go ahead and check out topside again. Frank with a nice push in here. Lightshow collecting the wave under tower. Minty is looking for that kill, but only level 4. That certainly would have been within the threshold for an ultimate, but only level 4 at this point. Another auto does land level 5 here. Looking for the play. Frank stacking decently, already up to 28. 25 is that first big hurdle that you need to get over. Lightshow is just going to collect this under tower here. Does have TQ here for support if anything gets too hairy. things going back to normal a little bit. Minty absolutely has the angle and the flash forward to try and escape, but it's a solo bolo in the mid lane as Minty finds another for Targon, and things are going the way of the Titans to start game number 3 in week number 3. TQ is here. A nice bandage toss will land on a Minty level 6, and the flash away. He will escape. So good punish there. And that's a classic LCC play. You get a kill, then you overstay, and he's instantly punished. Now he has no flash. TQ on the nice punish there. Alright, Dragon will spawn.
Let me show you something.
The twisted advance onto Oreganon, but Bramble Smash pushing him forward. Gatling Gun from Agateo does get nice trade as both supports take the brunt of the damage. Once again, things are pretty even in this lane. Gatling Gun now onto Carly. The root from Carly does find Agateo. The twist advance, the barrier out. A beautiful find from TQ as the bandage toss over the wall collects Agateo. Carly so low, but there's no way to do any more damage, and it's a double kill. Will they find 3? Zach does have the passive, but he's got no way to get out of this one. There's his Bloblets, and this will be another kill. Can they give this one over to Carly this time? It will be successfully donated. But what a play from TQ on the bandage toss over the wall. Beautiful play there from the jungler of the Frost, and that's 3 kills as they massively swing the advantage back in their favor. Alright, Light Show looking for the play forward. Shuriken into the Shroud. The 5-point damage down onto Frank, and then taking the Shuriken back into the Shroud. A little bit lower damage, but much more secure. Guaranteed escape, guaranteed safety. And none of these top laners have actually backed yet, so playing a pretty healthy top side. Have not forced any resets so far. Light Show looks to be trying to push in the wave here. Perhaps he's got an opportunity to get his first buy in. There's the Shuriken forward, and he will ensure that his wave gets fully pushed in. And I do expect both these top laners to channel their resets pretty shortly. Alright, it stopped. Resets are still on pause. I think we should watch this top side as they're both level 6. Pretty low on mana is Frankward. He won't be able to call his mom for support. And there's Light Show with a nice push there, and he forces the reset of his opponent. I believe he's got the lane set up in a position where it is going to come his way as well. So really nicely played there at the end of all of that. Frankward is going to go for Merc Treads into double longswords, so not a traditional power spike. Meanwhile, nice buy here for the Akali. Should give him additional trading advantage. I think this should be Akali favored in the lane for a little while here. Alright, first dragon, first team fight. As 8 members of either team. We do have teleports for both of our top laners. Let's go ahead and watch our teams here. As ultimates up across the board for everybody. The engage in from Pen does find 3, but instantly the root down, and it flashes out the Nature's Grasp. But look at how far back Minty and Agateo just simply aren't there, and they get to pick and choose. They take down 2, they take down 3, they take down all 4, and the Freljord Frost absolutely demolish the team fight. They win it, they take the dragon. It's a bit of an overstep there from Targon, and they are punished accordingly. Great patience from Freljord. It looked like Oreganon not having the ultimate there really meant that he was unable to protect the engage once they dash forward. So now with level 6, might be able to do something, but you know, at this point, Carly 2 kills on the board, a nice 3 kills for Clone in the mid lane. TQ just coming over to cover a bit. Minty on the Lost Chapter. Lightsho's looking for the play here. There's no ultimate. Use that ultimate to chunk Frank down low, but definitely starting to pressure topside in this matchup. And I think that we could see the Akali. I mean, I think Akali will probably look for kills topside. Frank, yeah, the teleport in here. They might team fight. Can't tell. But Pen able to pick up one. A nice sidestep here from Carly as Agateo is just going to go for this kill. The barrier through, but the counter barrier from Carly, and the 1v1 is dominated in convincing fashion. And Carly picks up his third kill of the match. 8-2 now in kills, a 3k gold lead for Freljord. And things looked good at the start for Targon, but Freljord has found their feet. Flash out from Minty. Oh, and the Dazzle will land here. Exhaust down onto Clone. It's a flash Q in. Trying to land as much damage as they can. And there's the second Q. And Clone now on the Yorick. Fully fed. 5 kills as the double kill is collected. And the Undertaker is taking care of business here. 5-1 on the Yorick mid. Freljord looking to be in control of this match. These Ghouls and Maiden doing quite a bit of work here for Freljord, and Lightshow trying to make a name for himself as he finds it. He had TQ there for support, but he didn't need him. It's a solo bolo in top lane as Lightshow picks up one of his own and gets on the board. Alright, Oregon and Agateo battling it out against Bassoon and Carly, but Carly and Bassoon definitely more fed at this point. There's the ultimate in from Oregon, but they use it to disengage as already the health bar so low. That Essence Reaver, so painful. Not an item completed on the side of Targon, almost 12 minutes in. Multiple items, every single member of the Frost with an item completed. Dragon is going to be started here. Well, or prepped rather. Won't be started for another minute, but saw him down there. I guess he was taking Scuttle. Alright, a little bit of a lull as there's no real neutral objective to just brawl it out and fight over at the moment. Things kind of laning evenly. Does look like a pretty nice CS advantage mid in addition to the kill. We can take a look at the gold. Big gold lead mid. Oh, a beautiful shuriken landing from Lightshow onto Frank. And there's no ultimate, so the perfect execution cannot come out from Lightshow. But there is the flash. There is the ulti, and if you can make that top lane nice and long for this Smolder, he won't be safe here. 2 levels up already, and he's got the angle. Lightshow going to look for the engage. Oh, that shuriken just missing as the flap will save his life. Perfect execution used to continue the push, continue the wave. A flash, a 5-point, and it's a flash away. As Frank's scared for his life up here in the top lane. Alright, neither top laner actually has teleport, but I think they're so focused on each other. Here comes Mom. Mom called in for support. Here's the Shroud from Lightshow, the 5-point. Can he land the Shuriken? Oh, so low. Frank able to escape. Alright, Freljord on the other hand, starting the Dragon. Dragon started out. It is going to be an engage down onto Pen as the Lightshow collects that kill topside. Frank will go down. A beautiful bandage toss. A flash from TQ. Does not get the Curse the Sad Mummy across. Oh, but the counter. Oh my goodness. That was the Mel Shield into the bandage toss. So instead of instead of a Mumu going forward, Mel got sucked into the team. What a reflect. Things are starting to get brutal here as it's 2-14 in kills. First turret taken mid. Everywhere that Failure goes as a team, things are going right for them. Alright, what can Targon do? They need to continue to... Well, they need to find ways to play together, but I really think that Freljord's got the team comp to play together. So I think that they need to get this scaling. They need to get Frank some scaling. He's got to get some gold. He's got to get some stacks. And until then, yeah, they're going to have to seed objectives. It looks like Freljord straight onto the Herald, and they're going to just burn Herald down. That's exhaust down onto Lightshow. Lightshow potentially with an overstay here. They are looking a flash forward from Agateo. Will they be able to find one down? That is a big shutdown as Lightshow will drop, and a nice play there. As a good use of their time. They were not going to win the topside fight, so they at least get something. Here's a root down onto TQ as they are going to commit all three, and a shutdown goes over as Minty collects that. So a couple kills on the board here. There's a little bit of a bounce back to about a 5.5k gold lead as those shutdowns coming through. Still a handy advantage, and they've got Herald on the side of Freljord, so they can pick and choose their lane that they want that to go into. Looks like with Dragon up in 2.5 minutes, they could put it top in about 2 minutes, walk down to bot, and force the Herald answer while they take the Dragon. That will be their third Dragon if they're able to secure it. And on the side of Targon, I think you're happy to just seed third Dragon, but you do want to make sure that you've got Smolder continuing to get stacks, continuing to find farm. And I'm not sure Clone is going to play with his team the rest of the game. I think Yorick in the side lane is probably the best use of his time here. We'll see what they elect to do. It looks he's going to reset here. He walked up, he reset, he got the plate, and now he's going straight into another reset. Oh, stopped here. And it is on a ward, so Frank with a nice splash from the Q. The explosive Q damage. Lightshow here to tag in. As a 2xKO player, very familiar tagging in. Alright. Turret is taken. Frank in trouble as Lightshow looking the perfect execution will come through. It's the kill over, and there's Pen under tower. She does have her bloblets, but not much more, as she will respawn, and she will be instantly despawned. Enjoying the gray screen. Agateo and Oreganon engaged on mid. Curse the Said Mummy used. Nice survivability from Carly there, using the ultimate to live a couple seconds longer, bait out additional damage, a flash in, another kill, 5-0 and 7 on the Xayah. Very fed. Hasn't even gone back and bought. He's got 2k in pocket. Freljord Frost looking good, looking like they are going to join the Bullets at 3-0. And I'll say if I've got the power to caster curse this, then I'm incredibly powerful. I hope that I can caster curse this. I don't think there's any curse in this, man. This Freljord just looks too clean, too good. They definitely struggled really early on, right at the start, just settling into the early lane phase. But everything that they've done as a team has been so calm, so collected. Icy cold. Frosty. Yeah, I should have said Frosty. That would have been better. Alright, Clone collecting another tower. This is his third lane that he's got into, third outer tower he's taken. Another flash from Minty as a nice box placement does force the Mel away, but here is Pen trying to take advantage of the 2-on-1. However, the ghoul damage just does so much. Clone one step too far, and the shutdown goes over to Smolder. Probably the best target to give that gold over to. Minty did a good job surviving, given that several levels down, several items down. I think Agateo is going to have a hard time finding his way back into this game. And I think Xayah will always kind of have that advantage, have that leap ahead, but still farming very nicely. Up to 174, has not gotten blown out in terms of farm, trying to stick around, trying to stay useful. Just kind of waiting, you know, waiting for everything else to come through. Targon just needs items before they can fight, and, you know, their soul is up in 3 minutes. I don't even think they're going to wait for soul. I think Freljord will force a Baron fight. And I think they should. They look really strong. And they're primed to teamfight. This is a composition that's pretty much built to teamfight. And with the Xayah Baron take as well, it looks like pings are going to go down onto it. And this makes a ton of sense. They can either just go onto the objective and force a fight at the objective, or they can walk in here and play for vision. If Targon is smart, they you know, you never want to say just give Baron, but they can't afford to really walk in and contest vision here. Freljord with the 1-3-1, a really nice split push angle. Kali falling off in farm a little bit here, not sure where that farm differential came from, but still there in the side lane, does have teleport, can find the way in. So is going to continue to push forward. And I think that we might see, I mean, the siege is pretty oppressive here. Pen trying to get what little farm she can. Bramble Smash from Bassoon nearly taking away the big wolf, but collected there by Zach. And at the end of the day, they decide, Freljord decides that Baron is a little bit too risky, a little bit too early on. They don't need to force it. Dragon's still down for 2 minutes. Now they do ping for it. Okay, so Light Showdown in bot lane is going to be looking to try and pull members towards bot side or to teleport in. The objective is started. They do have vision. Blue side did see that, but you see that they are in no position to actually go and contest this, and that is going to be Baron secured for the Freljord Frost. Pretty simple when it came down to it. Alright, TQ going back to their jungle. We've got some items coming through. Looks like a reset here across the map, as Light Show will reset. Carly going to push in one more wave and then look for a reset. This would be a good chance for Targon to actually try and kill Carly, but they don't have the pieces there, so Carly does get that reset. I'd love to see TQ reset as well with his team after this. And there it is. Okay, so it's a bit of a delay. As you can see, the stagger, Bassoon is already out on the map. TQ just now getting back to base as the first and last, but you can see very clearly what their intent is. They've got a 1-3-1 setup. Bassoon is going to frontline for Carly. TQ needs to come and join his team here. He's got his jungle camps up. It can always feel so weird at this point on jungle to just leave your camps up, but yeah, definitely at this point in the game, it needs to join his team. But the 1-3-1 is in full effect. Light Show looking for the assassination rather than just getting the momentum play here with his wave. Is going to start pushing in with his wave now. So now seen. Okay, Pen, Frank, Oregon, and Agateo. They have to make the play. It's a 2 versus 4. There's the feather pull in from Carly. Carly will flash barrier out. Bassoon, however, does not have barrier. A beautiful engage. TQ finds all 4. What a play. The timeliness could not have been better. And 2 go down for Targon. What an Avengers Assemble moment. What an ultimate from TQ as the Amumu comes up clutch. Okay, this will mean that they secure the Dragon's Soul. Minty trying to deal with Clone. Actually, a good bit of damage here on a Clone. Oh, just missing some key spells here. Clone with nice sidesteps. The ultimate comes out. It's not really anywhere near more than 1,000 health on Yorick after the ultimate used. So, unfortunately, not close. Let's check in on stacks here. 221 stacks. Agateo diving forward, trying to find a play. It is going to be 1-for-1 as both carries drop. And I think the calculations do check out. I think that's worth it for Targon. They get their 6th kill. It's a 10.5k gold lead. They had Baron. They've got Dragon Soul. This is Freljord Frost's game through and through, and they've played a good game so far. Looking to finish this one off nice and cleanly.
For Targon.
Light Show looking to get a little spicy here. 4-1-2 on the Akali. Has played a really clean game. Has not really died too much, more than more than necessary. I would also say Carly's last death was a good play from Targon, not a bad play from Freljord. The only thing they could do is maybe play together a little bit more at this point. They don't need to be so separated. As TQ continuing to try and just clear his jungler, or clear his jungle. All right, twisted advance from Bassoon just to escape, as Pen with the engage trying to find what little chip damage they can. But look at how healthy that Maokai is, and that's a support Maokai. That's not a ton of tank stats on that Maokai. Zac now being forced out of his own jungle as Carly finding with great vision over the wall from the Frost. Alright, Clone now returning bot. Everywhere this Yorick has gone, one of Targon's turrets has fallen shortly thereafter. And Freljord is going to be looking for a way in. Shuriken will just miss. But there are a couple of good ways in. Both Bassoon and TQ. Great options here for Freljord. A sapling down. Zac is there. Oreganon looking for a play, but the root onto Agateo means that only 2 members get it. A flash out from Oreganon. There's Mom across the team as Pen will dive forward. A big root here is going to land across 2, but the health bars from Freljord are too strong. Frank Ward picking up one on the backside of this. Light Show, the Shuriken in, dives in, but it's a shutdown going over to Frank. Carly, will he burn? Oh, just survives. It's a 2-for-2 at the end of it, and Targon survived to see another day. A great base defense from the Titans. I don't think we're going to get to see a win out of them tonight, but that was a great play. You know, they didn't just fall down like a house of cards, you know. They fought that one out really nicely. Great play there from Targon to survive a bit longer. The bouncy house from Zac getting a lot of value in that team fight. Alright, 28 minutes in here. We've got Baron up in 15. Elder in 2 minutes if Baron doesn't do it. TQ about to hit Flame Horizon on Pen. You say I'm patronizing. I'm serious. It's hard to stay in it when you're this far down. They're 10k down and they're fighting hard. Okay, we do see Yorick in the side lane. This is going to be rough for Yorick. I don't know if there's a way in here. Baron is already pretty low. Yeah, Baron is gone. And this is going to be engaged from Bassoon as they roll forward. They do find Pen here. Pen will drop pretty succinctly as Freljord Frost decides that forward is the way that they want to go. And Clone now pushing in. Agateo with the Valkyrie forward, trying to find the stun. Just cannot line up the dazzle there. Freljord re-aiming their sights on the mid lane now. They do have the Baron. They've got the nice siege. And the tower will not be long for this world as another Titan's structure will drop. Freljord continuing the siege. That's their second inhibitor down. Lightshow's going to go collect bot side as that bandage toss from TQ just misses. And that is all 3 inhibitors. They're going to collect this wave. Oh, okay, looks like they're going to reset here. So 3 inhib reset. We do see substantial items coming through across the board. Seeker's Arm Guard for Akali in top lane. Actually, let's talk about this item. We don't get to see Endless Hunger built very often. Omnivamp and Tenacity. So that's kind of exciting. Lightshow with the deep play. Alright, they're really just setting this up. I will say, pretty much the only way for Targon to come back and win this game is if they can get a steal here on this dragon. So leaving themselves open to that possibility. Zach, of course, needs to find the way in. We need to watch this fight go down. And the jump in. Oh, it is so close, but not going to be secured by Pen. But Freljord left the door open. You gotta say, it was an opportunity. Of course, Smite secured there by TQ. Nexus is going to be smacked down by the Freljord Frost. The perfect execution does not find one more, but it's 26 kills in 30 minutes. And Freljord buries the Titans. What just happened?